Exactly. Hey
Hi,
guys.
Pinkies. It's Kita.
And Rachel.
This is
Welcome.
TALKinPINk.
Exactly.
Well,
Oh, okay.
this week has been a interesting week.
Okay.
It's the last week of the month. Black History Month is officially almost over.
Yep, that's true.
Did you do your Black History? Did you make Black History?
I did my taxes.
Oh, you didn't
Is
get your
that Black
time?
History enough?
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I need to read more.
You need to what?
Read more.
Read more. Okay.
About us and our history,
Okay.
our culture. Yeah,
You need a book? Let me know. I'll check that shit out.
I need a
I
book.
need this back in 2
Kita's
weeks.
Library.
Okay. Or I'm gonna.
What
find
do I have to give you? Are you gonna keep something?
Yeah.
You're not gonna get your driver's license and you turn in that fucking book,
Right. I don't want your phone.
Kita's card,
Tell you
Kita's
that.
library card. You can have my phone, girl. It's videos and
that shit. I'm good. That shit don't work anyway.
You need to practice.
So yeah, so you made a resolution for Black History Month.
We need a resolution.
Okay, that's cool.
I did.
Yeah, what did I do Black History? I always consider myself as Black History.
Every
I
month.
try to tell my children, hey, do a report on your mama.
They like,
like,
bitch,
for
who
real,
are
for
you?
No, for real, like, your mom is the only Black person in her department. For real.
Are you being
And I
serious?
have been, I'm serious. I'm so serious. And I've been there for years.
You have.
As the only Black person in the
No,
department.
not the whole time.
No,
Don't do that.
I didn't say the whole
Okay.
time. I said for years now.
That's true. Okay, that's
don't
true.
Be calling me no
Oh, well,
lie.
then
It
you know they ain't
even
gonna
no
let you
lie.
go.
I ain't even
That's
gonna lie.
what is that called? What is
Affirmative
it?
action.
We got one colored. I mean, what do you want us to do? All you need is one.
We met the status quo.
Exactly.
Is it status quo? Or no, it's the quota. Not the
I
status
was
quo.
like, what? Pre-quo? Pre-pro-quo? I don't know. What you're saying.
No, I was not saying that.
Okay.
But yeah, so what happened this week? A lot has happened this week that I can't communicate about, but it's been interesting.
Okay. A lot has happened this week that you can't communicate about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna leave that right there.
Okay.
But I'm
Y'all
strong.
pick that up or not?
I'm strong. I'm powerful. I'm amazing. I'm beautiful. I'm confident.
Yes.
I'm wealthy. I'm healthy.
Yes.
I'm powerful. All of that.
We affirm all of that daily, right? We don't need just a tough situation or week to affirm these things. We affirm these things daily. We're all of these things.
So
Wow, that's crazy.
So really crazy.
Yeah.
So do you
So you want me to talk about my week? Since you can't say
I can't say
okay.
shit.
My week. My week has been very enlightful to me. Because last week we were talking about me going to have this
Consultation.
Yes, I want to get a fucking consultation. I don't care what people say, but I know what Kita and Jay were saying last week to be true, because they're gonna say, well, there are some things that you're gonna have to do first before we consider doing anything, and obviously that's lose weight. So I took my children to the doctor, and we all basically have work to do, right? So I was like, well, great, this is gonna now catapult me, and you want to be a great example. We don't want to continue to educate them ignorantly. Like, you do what I say, not as I do. Yes, I'm over here with high blood pressure and diabetes and shit, but you need to be eating right and exercising, right? So we want to be better leaders and better examples, and for our kids to want to write a book report about us, right? My mom inspires me because her fat ass lost weight, and she told me to do it too, and we did as a family. So
The end.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have been actively taking vitamins and supplements. I have been drinking water. I've been preparing my meals. And I've also had my teenager prepare her own meals, because in educating our children, since they are the future, we all want to lead by example. So I have her select her foods and prepare her own meals.
Okay.
And so she's been doing a great job about that. And so I have not bought food this week.
No eating out?
No eating out. We did go out to eat, I want to say yesterday. We went to Luby's. Luby's is,
Luby's.
home cooked ish food.
Healthy-ish.
It's healthy-ish. So, opposed to going to a fast food restaurant and saying, "Hey, give me a burger," take that off, add that. We went to Luby. So even going out to eat, I want her to be mindful of the choices that she makes, and I want to create a healthy, wealthy,
Lifestyle.
successful lifestyle. I don't want it to be a diet. It's a lifestyle. So if you look at it like diet, you're gonna go in and saying, I'm depriving myself of something.
I'm first word in diet is
die.
We
Right.
don't do diet.
And we're not doing that. So it's basically a lifestyle change. And so we have been actively, preparing our meals. That's lunch and dinners, and drinking a lot of water. I know for me, it's very important for me to drink a lot of water, and I notice how my skin gets when I do these things. It's very supple. It's clear, and I've even been sleeping better. It doesn't. I'm not up actively looking at my phone because I have insomnia. I can't sleep. So I've also made efforts to walk more. Now, walking is not exercise, but it is me being mindful of, okay, I gotta move.
First step.
Right. So it's the first step for me.
Baby
So
step.
on my 2 breaks, at work, I've been actively walking.
Oh,
So that's my
so proud of you.
my rundown for the weekend. I got some household bullshit going on, but it's all good.
I just might go to that consultation with you now.
Yeah. But I know that I have work to do.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go in there and say, "Hey, I'll write a check or take it off a credit card." I know I have work to do, and honestly, I feel like the direction that I'm going, I'm probably not gonna need what I want right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I need to do more work,
She listens.
and so that's what I'm working on.
Pinkies, she listens. Can you tell? I'm so proud of her. Let's give her a gold
Exactly.
star.
I feel slimmer right here already.
You look good too, girl.
So we have a guest. So excited. And I'm gonna, y'all know, I could butcher a name, so I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna disrespect. We gonna do it right. So we have a guest. We want to bring our guest in and let her say her name and introduce herself.
Step in, step out, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shalita Grant.
Yes.
It said that I was a model. That's sweet, but I've never really modeled ever. But I'm an actress, Tony nominee, and I'm also the CEO and founder of 4 Naturals.
Hell yeah.
4 Naturals, baby. 4 Naturals. That's amazing because I know we were talking off camera about your business, which we are all natural,
Obviously.
as you can tell. And I'm always looking for something,
Right.
Not the next best thing, but something great.
Right.
And 4 Naturals it's hair and skin, right?
It's just hair.
It's just hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain to us exactly what the hair product does? What does it do for us?
Yes. So the 4 Naturals treatment is truly a hair treatment. So it's called 4 Naturals because it's geared toward all of us with type 4 hair.
Right.
And so what does it do? What is the treatment? It literally treats every chronic and complex type 4 hair problem that we have naturally.
Wow.
It's 4 steps. The first step is the patent pending detangling method, because detangling is an area of basic hair care where we see a lot of hair loss, where there's a lot of generational pain with kids, because your hair hurt getting detangled, you believe that detangling your kids' hair should hurt.
Right.
And so we have a very simple, streamlined detangling system that's super cheap and easy to do. And then the magic is this henna mud mask. This is where the magic happens. And so what you're seeing now, I know this is a podcast, but
you're saying you have type 4C hair?
Yeah, I do. So we're gonna go into
What?
we're gonna go into photos
Uh-huh.
and show you what Four Naturals has done for me and like the why I created it,
Right.
and then what I'm doing for other Black women.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna jump in because
You're fine.
photos are amazing and you
Yes, they
kind of
are.
really need them.
Yes.
So let's jump in. So this is the Four Naturals treatment. This is a first treatment result, the before and the after. And so when you ask, like, what does the treatment do? It takes your before and it turns it into an after permanently. And treatment over treatment, it's progressive, meaning that treatment over treatment, the hair gets better, the curls get stronger, your moisture retention gets better, the weight in the hair is better.
Right.
What you're seeing now is
Right.
I thermally straighten my hair on Wednesday, and
Right.
so I have
Oh, wait, what? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah,
Is there no
yeah.
humidity where you are?
I've showered everything. Yeah, this
Wow,
is
you work out?
yeah,
This
all
is
of it.
What?
I'm sorry. It just
I know.
it looks amazing. I don't know
I
what to say.
know.
Like perm.
I know. I know.
Like
It's
relax.
truly,
Not a perm.
it's truly an amazing, incredible treatment. And so I'm going to take you through how we got started. So this is how it all began. So I was on a show for 3 years called NCIS New Orleans, and it was a show on CBS.
Right.
And for the people that watched it, they knew that Percy, the last name of my character,
Right.
her hair was different. Like her ponytail would change like in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
But what they didn't know, was that I was chasing damage. So this is on the left in Old Metairie in January. This was the middle of season 3. And so we had went from like a wig and some leave out at the end of season 1 when I first came on to extensions in the beginning of season 2 to like a ponytail with like the, round the corner like piece added to it.
Right.
And then season 3, it was this wig with a lot of leave out on the perimeter.
Right.
Well, when I took it down, I saw the difference between my hair under the wig and my hair that was being left out and being flat ironed, right?
Exactly. Right.
And so when in June in Brooklyn, this is actually the moment I realized that I had to quit my job. Because in just 6 months, I went from hair that went relatively like to my nose,
Right.
all the way up to the top of my scalp. Like basically, like I was balding
Basically like
in the front.
baby hair. Right.
Yeah. And so what you didn't know was that in season 2, the reason I went from the extensions into the ponytail with like the piece added was because for months I was in those extensions and I did one episode where I went underwater. And so there was a lot of like rehearsal in chlorine and in like lake water in New Orleans. And then when I took that down, I had a bald spot in the center of my head, which is barely a blip now, but that's because I healed it. So, but that's like jumping ahead, years ahead. So when I was in Brooklyn, I was at this Aveda, like getting my hair colored, and it was just like abundantly clear to me that my hair was falling out and I was going to have to quit my job because I had been going through this with them for years. And the only thing I was getting was damage. And so enter the infamous season 4 wig. And so what people didn't know, like on Twitter, they would like send these tweets like, oh my God, what is wrong with her hair? Like, can somebody help her? Like, what is going on? Like, it looks like shoe polish, like all of that. But what they didn't know was that.
I remember these. Yeah.
Yep. And how did you feel when you saw me like that?
Well, I felt like, I honestly don't feel like it's the person's fault. I feel like the stylists aren't educated enough to protect, because you have an image that they want you to, you know what I'm saying? They want you to portray. But I'm like, my job is to act. It's not to do my hair also. You pay somebody to do that. So I feel like industries need to know about healthy hair care. Even when you have leave out, because I honestly don't feel like laces and wigs are the solution.
No, they're not.
And I agree. Because it can also damage your hair underneath as well.
Yeah. And Rachel, like what, like the emotion that I hear behind what you're saying, like, yeah, like, so imagine being the person going through it. And
Right.
our show, like, we would get like a low rating was like 9 million people, right?
Right.
Like, we
Right.
would celebrate 20 million, 22
Right.
million people.
Right.
And so for me, it wasn't a celebration. It was really just like humiliation
Right.
because
Right.
I
Because people
had
are attacking
9
you.
to 20 exactly.
Yep.
And for me, there was no joy in like watching the show that I
Correct.
was spending like hours working on because I was being traumatized. Like that
Right.
was it was what it was. So there was no joy for me there.
Right.
So that's the wig.
Right.
But what people didn't know was that, like, my hair, I have typical African American hair in that it's not damaged, but I
Right.
have high porosity. I could
Right.
not see a curl pattern. My
Right.
story is like my hair would get wet, but then it would get immediately dry. When my hair
Absolutely.
was dry, it would dry and it would look so ashy. Like
Right.
it would be so hard to find
Brittle,
like
yeah.
Yep.
weave that like match my hair because when my hair was dry, it was like this weird like 4 energy, but then it wasn't a full number 4,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So
Right.
that was my life. And so in this picture in San Francisco, this was me like trying to like accept my natural hair. And so I went to this salon in LA that was like known for like natural hair, and she like I spent all day in the salon. Like I went because I was like, I'm going to San Francisco and I know there's going to be some humidity there. I was
Right.
like clearly by the water, and I was like, I want to be like natural. I want to like wear my natural hair. So
Yeah.
I go to the salon. I spend all day there. She blow dries my shit. She like 2-strand twists my shit.
Right.
And because I come from the hair salon, so I was raised in Virginia. I was born in Baltimore, raised in Virginia, moved back to Baltimore. But my grandma's owned a hair salon since before I was born, Hair
Right.
Dreams 2 in Petersburg, Virginia.
Right.
So I knew what we knew about our hair. Like my first job was shampoo girl. And so when she was doing this, I was like, I know my hair and I know it's not going to stay like this. And literally, this was like a day and a half after that hair appointment, $200 and a whole day like gone. And my
Right.
hair just like stands up
Right. Right.
and shrinks and gets
Right.
really stiff.
Right.
So for me, with that job, it was literally hair problem after hair problem. Typical African American hair, atypical job in that my job includes my hair.
Right.
Like in order for me to transform, my hair is part of that. And as a Black
Right.
woman, your hair tells a story. And so each of
Right.
my characters have a different hair story, but this character's hair story was just damage. So because of the heat damage from season 1, I wore extensions for 9 months in season 2. But
Right.
because of the traction alopecia,
Right.
I wore a partial wig. And
Right.
because of the breakage, I wore a full lace
Full wig,
wig.
right,
And because I looked and felt horrible, I ended up leaving my job. And millions of people watched, and I was humiliated. Like
Right.
these are comments that I like pulled
Right,
from
right.
Twitter that at the time
Right.
they hurt me
Right.
deeply.
It's funny because I want to ask you why you left, but you already said it. It is humiliating, and I just feel like the industry in whole needs to know about natural hair.
Yeah.
It
Only if
should.
they want to.
But
We
what I'm
know,
saying,
like-
what I'm saying is, if I am a director, right?
Yeah.
My job is to direct. If you're the actress or actor, your job is to act. You have a hair care team there. Their job is about hair. Masking it shouldn't be the answer, and getting someone with type C or type 2 hair isn't the answer either.
You're speaking realistically. You're speaking like a human being.
Yep.
But in a world that we live in, especially these United States of America, which is not united, there are certain people that are catered to rather than the other. I mean, you provide opportunities for the other, but you only provide limited resources for those people. And because we are Black, and Rachel hates when I talk like this, but because we're Black, we don't get the same benefits as our counterparts.
Exactly.
So we are neglected in almost every area,
let me ask
even
you,
in this.
right. So let me
Am
ask
I
you a
wrong,
question.
Shalita?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not,
Yeah.
and I think that's why we work well together. Our opinions are totally different, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. Were there African American stylists there?
Yeah. So, like, my experience is as frustrating as it is, but it is common.
It is.
This, like, what I went through is not special, to me or to that team.
Right.
It's common.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will answer your question. Yes, I had a black man doing my hair the entire time I was on the show. However, the way that people get hired in Hollywood, the line producer hires the hair department head. The hair department head hires everyone under them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you have to understand about TV and movies is our hours are long.
Right.
Like the glitz and the glamour.
Right, because we're only
behind
watching
that,
an hour of it. Yeah.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that we're fucking sleep deprived.
Right.
But you're working all day with other human beings. And if you have the power to hire people that make you feel comfortable, that are friends, that are going to be cool to hang out with,
Yeah.
that are going to have your back if shit goes wrong, that's what you're hiring for. You're not necessarily hiring
The
to
best.
do hair.
Right.
The other thing you have to understand about the hair department for black actresses
Right.
is that they contact you before. They contact you ahead of time, and maybe this is like a benefit now, but when they contact you, they want to know, like, what did you do with your hair for the audition, and how are you wearing your hair?
Right.
And if you're a black woman that wears wigs and extensions and things, what they do is they will pay for you to get your hair done off site.
Okay.
However, they don't hire the people that put those extensions in or
Right.
did that weave for you or
Right.
glued your wig down.
Right.
They don't hire them to do the maintenance. Now, I
Right.
told you, we're working 12 to 14-hour days.
Right.
So no hair holds up that long. There's
Absolutely.
always some refresh that needs to
Right,
happen.
right.
But they never hire people that are knowledgeable in how to do it. They didn't do it themselves. So what happens is, when the actress's hair, black actress's hair, looks bad, it's the black actress's fault. Because from the standpoint of the hair department, we've done everything that we could. Now, they hired a black man who was a barber, okay? But he was black. And so the question that you asked me, did you have a black person do your hair? It doesn't fucking matter
It
if they're
doesn't.
black, Asian, white, or
Right.
whatever. If you don't have black hair knowledge
Right.
and specific to the black head of hair that you're working on, not
Exactly.
just general knowledge,
Exactly.
then it's going to go wrong. And that's exactly what happened. He had never done extensions. Do you know what he was using to, like, glue my shit down? Spirit gum.
Gorilla glue?
That's what we use in the theater. Spirit gum, right? So he wasn't even up to date on what we were using. So for me, having this hair background, being the black actress, knowing
Right.
that if I have a problem, I am the problem. And if I don't have a solution, literally no one else is going to have one for me. I
Right.
kept throwing out, like, oh, maybe extensions. Maybe I can go back to the wig.
Right, right.
Because the other thing too is, this was my first fucking job. So
Okay.
like, I wanted this to work out.
Yeah.
So I did everything that I could to try to make that work out. And sometimes when you're a team player and you're a black woman, it means that you have to play other people's position. And
No,
that's
but
the
sometimes.
reality.
That's life.
That's life.
That's
Yeah.
fucking life. That's not even sometimes. We
Yeah.
always play in other fucking positions.
Always.
But that's
Yeah.
exhausting.
It is, and it was. It is, and it was. Which was why when I was in that Aveda, I was just like, I literally don't even know what else to do but fucking quit.
Yeah.
And I found some wig, and I fucking was like, this is the wig.
Yeah.
I talked to my reps. Let's get me off the show. In the meantime, in between time, they can't fucking touch my hair.
Yeah.
And so that entire season 4, right before I left, I would
Right.
have guest directors that I had worked with in 2 and 3, and they would ask me about my hair. And it was just like, I was like, yeah, it's great. I love it. It's so easy. I don't have to worry about anything. But for me, it was coming from a place of, I have been traumatized for the last 3 years with trying to have this like fucking ponytail, and I give up. And for them, it was like, why would she choose to look like that? Because it was on me, it's a choice, right? There's no like taking in
choice,
everything that I went through to get there.
Right. Man, so how free or how light did you feel when you decided, okay, I have to quit? Quitting is my only option. How free did you feel when you actually did it?
Well, I'll tell you this. This is usually a villain origin story, right? Like, and then it's like, and then I like burned it down.
Yeah.
Or then like I like never worked again. Whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not my heart. For me, when I left, I remember like I got to my new house in Toluca Lake in California, and it felt like I had been hit by like 13 buses. Like not having to clock in, knowing that they were still like doing the show. And I'm like in a different state and I don't have that job anymore. It was like I got run over. And I knew that, okay, I went to trauma therapy for the next 3 months. Like I got off that show. I knew what had happened to me. I was in therapy the entire time. My therapist was like, it's time to do different therapy. Let's get you into some somatic therapy, because if you want to work again, you're going to be traumatized and triggered whenever a non-knowledgeable person touches your hair. It's like, this is this shit all over again. And it's true. Like I would meet a producer that reminded me of this producer, and it would be like, you know, like heat under my armpits, like just like ready to like, you know, protect myself, you know? And it's like, girl, that is not him. Like you gotta back up, right? And so because I had done this like work on myself, it was like, okay, I know what's going on. Okay, woosah. But what I ended up doing after the 3 months of trauma therapy, after all of that, I was like, but I still got to heal my hair. So I created what is now the 4 Naturals treatment. So this was in 2019.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal.
Right?
Oh my God.
Right? And that was my 3rd treatment, okay? Like treatment number 3.
Because that was the next question. How long does it take to see, you know, notably different effects?
1 treatment. For most people, beautiful. 1 treatment. But progressively, treatment over treatment, the hair gets better, the curls are dropping heavier, you know, you need less product to see the curl. Like, you know,
I'm gonna have to take a drink because your hair don't look thirsty at all.
At all, baby, at all.
It's got my mouth dry over here. I'm like, oh my God.
Now that's me. Wait till you see other people's results. So, how did I get here? Well, after the trauma therapy, I was like, okay, I feel like I'm strong enough to do this. But I kept working. Like I got like 2 recur jobs after leaving that show, but I was still in a wig. And so I was like, if I want to like evolve and do other, I got to figure out how to take this fucking thing off. So I had been natural in college, but then I had like 2 years or so after graduating, I did 1 thermal straightening and it ruined all that hair. And so from 2011 or 12 to 2019, when I created the 4 Naturals treatment, I had been on this odyssey of like, I fucked up 7 years of like amazing hair. And now I'm like just stringy. I was like in denial. I was putting all kind of conditioner in there, trying to get the shrink back and come back. So then it was like, all right, go back to the creamy crack. If it's straight, go straight. Then it was like, oh no, I got to cut all of this off on the sides and in the back. And now I'm nominated for a Tony, right? But I got this like pompadour situation going on. And like the highest part of my career, I'm having hair trauma.
Right.
Then I moved to LA and they're like, oh, baby, you need some hair. And so it was like,
Oh my
okay. So that started my wig and weave
Yep.
journey. And then
Yep.
that concluded at the end of that show. And so for me, I'd done it all. I'd seen it all. I had people that are like, oh, I worked on Beyonce's hair. I've been to the top of the mountain,
Yep.
and I
Yep.
can tell you
Yeah.
there ain't shit up there.
Exactly.
So on my way down,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, bitch, nobody's coming.
That's exactly how it happens.
Nobody's coming.
Yep. Yep.
So
you gotta save
you
yourself.
have to figure it out.
Yep.
So I had the time and the money, and so I
Yeah.
fucking figured it out. So 2019, I'm doing all this research, and because I come from that cosmetology background, right? Like I've been working in that space.
Yeah.
I knew that the cosmetology board says hair is hair, which is the definition of erasure, which is why we are in the predicament
It's
that
true.
we're in,
This is
right?
true. 'Cause it's
So I moved over to cosmetic chemistry. So I started doing all this research on all these studies and things. And then I got interested in non-white, successful hair cultures. How did I define success? Length retention,
Yeah.
strength,
Right.
moisture retention. You know, I wanted that. And so I lit on India, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Greece.
Yeah.
And so I took, what are they using? What are the plants? Because America tells us our hair is so bad, it's so other, that you need chemical to like help your situation.
And
there
it
is
only
nothing
kills
in it. Yeah, exactly. Because and the experience of that is, damn, my hair must really be that bad because
Right.
it's falling the fuck out, and they're
Right.
telling me that this is supposed to be the only thing for me. And
Right.
so there's this cycle of like self-blame and shame
Right.
and this feeling of betrayal, right? Like the betrayal of spending 8 hours on your fucking twist out, and that includes the drying time,
Yep.
only to take that shit
Look, we
out
know.
and it's limp, it's going
Yep,
8
we
ways.
know.
It's like you feel betrayed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
So I lit on those emotions as of being a Black woman with this black ass hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to heal that too.
Right.
Because I know I can.
Right.
So these cultures, they're using plants. That's all they're using. What are the plants they're using? They're using henna. They're using Cassia bovata. They're using slippery elm. They're even using olive oil.
Yep.
And they have different practices, the Eritreans and the Ethiopians, for how they detangle their hair. They were pre-pooing before that was on YouTube, right? Like, so like before YouTube was even invented, right?
Yeah.
So I went to these cultures and I was like, how can I use what they're using to solve these problems that I'm having?
Right.
And so my first treatment, my first henna mud mask treatment, well, before I even started experimenting, I was like, girl, you ain't the smartest bitch on the block. So like, just go to people that have also used henna. And why didn't it work? And so what I learned was that they did one of a couple of things. One, they used henna that was subpar. Maybe it had chemical salts. Maybe it's used for hair dyeing. So there are like additives in it.
Okay.
And they didn't use any other like humectant in their like henna mud mask. Because what I learned is that in India, every family has their own henna mud mask recipe based on the issues that particular family has.
Right.
So they might add amla and shikaki to their henna mud mask treatment to fix maladies that particular family is having with their hair, and they do it over the weekend. So Indians do their henna mud mask treatments the way that we do a fucking wash day, which is why it takes all day, right? Because you're trying to treat and style. Because you know you can't go straight to styling because your hair is not healthy enough to do that. So you're putting in the avocado and the hot oil treatment and somebody's rice water from 30 years ago. And you're thinking like, okay, if I leave this on my hair for like super long, it's gonna remain in my hair, right? Like magic. And then you rinse it out and you're back to square one. But you don't stop, can't stop, won't stop because you ain't got no other option. So you just keep doing it, right? Until you lock it up, until you put it away, and you try to like step out of that cycle for a moment,
Right.
regroup, and then you come back to the same bullshit. So for me, I was like, I want to interrupt that cycle.
Right.
So I did that first henna mud mask treatment, doing it all the ways that the people that didn't have a good experience didn't do. So I made sure I conditioned after. I made sure I added other humectants. And that first treatment, y'all, it was like so different. It
was like you got your cherry pops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like at the time, I was also like pole dancing, right? So I came into pole dance, like trying to like work on sensuality, right?
Yeah.
Because I knew I had the sticking point with my hair. I started experimenting, like going to class in LA, you know, with all these bitches. And I would be like trying to like love myself and do these mirror meditations while I'm moving. But I had this giant wig on. And then when I wouldn't wear the wig, like, you know, shit didn't move right.
Yeah.
But it was like, it's okay. There is no such thing as right. This is right. This is right. You love yourself.
Right.
You love yourself.
Exactly.
But it was hard.
But everything that you're saying is true, though, because we do look at it like, oh, it's not moving like theirs. It's too heavy. And that's is one of the main reasons why we chose to lock our hair. It's because we were doing so much fucking damage. Color, speaking of. But we were doing so much damage constantly that I said, man, I'm just going to step back and not do nothing. Just lock it up. You know, started with the twist, started with the coil, and just retighten it every so often, and just leave it the fuck alone, because I'm ruining what I already have. And then I went from a fade to this. Like I grew my hair out from a fade.
And isn't it so frustrating that like the difference between locking your hair and like braiding it and putting it under the wig? Only the locking, you got to see that like goddess light show up. And you're like, what the fuck is the disconnect, right?
Yes, that's what because we're like, oh, well, maybe we can comb it out now. Now it's longer, it's heavy, it's got some weight, it's moving. And then it's like, well, no, because then we're going to go fuck it up. And we're going to go right back to where we were. Oh my God.
I totally understand. So these photos were my third treatment. So after that first one, I was married at the time, and we quickly got divorced after. But I was like, do you see like the difference in my hair? And she was like, yeah, I do.
Right.
And I was like, I still don't trust it, because I'd done the bentonite clay and all that shit, and it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
Well, by my third treatment, I did this photo shoot against the wall in the house. I was like, bitch is cute. Bitch is cute. I've been waking up cute, going to sleep cute, working out cute, going to the grocery store cute as fuck, in the shower, out the shower. The shit is cute. Like it worked. Like it's like, girl, when I did that first day, because I would pole like all day. Like I would pole at this place called B Spun, and they had classes all day. And I remember the non-white teacher, like the first class of that day, she was just like, oh, did you cut your hair? And I'm like walking in my like 8-inch platforms, like doing the sexy walk and like, you know, like feeling everything. And because she knew that I was in a wig before, she wanted me to own the wig. And I was like, no, I didn't cut my hair. You know, and these curls are like fucking curly. Yeah. So she's like, oh, well, did you like, you know, like, and this is in front of everyone. This is what they would do, you know, like, you know this. So it's like, exactly. And I'm like, no, this is just my hair. Yeah. And it was so fucking liberating and amazing to like have that. And then when I look at that first like dance that we did, oh bitch, I was like up and down, like you can see the scalp, I'm like rolling around, you know what I'm saying? Like turning the heads and shit, like with the straight hair girls, like, you know, like, cause they knew when I would flip over, you can
Yep.
fucking see the back
Yep.
of the
This
wig.
me, bitch. This
But
me.
now, exactly, it was like, it's all me. And girl,
Yep.
it's soft and
Yeah.
it's awesome. You know, like I had a completely different experience. And so
Yeah.
I went home and I was like, fuck it. I'm like, this is everything.
Yep.
And then it was like, all right, yo, like you literally solved your problem.
Right. Now you got to solve the world's problem.
Save
Yeah.
the world.
Yep.
And that's my fucking heart. I'm like, yo, I'm free. So
Yeah.
going back to this photo,
Yeah.
on the far left, I told
Yeah.
you, I have high porosity hair pre-treatment.
Yeah.
I have high porosity hair post-treatment. I can straighten my hair.
Yeah.
I have true hair versatility. Why
Right.
is that? Because henna coats the strand.
Yes.
And so in the first treatment, you get to feel the weight of your hair.
Yeah.
What's the reality of our type 4C hair? Well, it stands up and the ends always want to go back to the root, which is why detangling is such a monster, right?
Exactly.
Because that hair, it's like angel hair and it just goes everywhere, but it snap, pop, crackle, and you can't get it to hang down.
Yeah.
You know, when the
Yeah.
water hit it, the shit stand up. You know, like that's the reality pre-treatment. But post-treatment, henna is a plant. Plants love water.
Yeah.
So my clients and me, I get in the water at the beach.
Right.
I mean, girl, you can't tell me I'm not in Baywatch, okay?
Right.
Me and my dog, I'm like, we are one. I am nature.
Right.
We are in this ocean.
I love
You
it.
know,
I
like
love
I'm running around.
Right.
And just people are aggy. Like aggy. I'm catching the side shit like bitches
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like
What's that wig called?
Exactly. It's like, no, baby girl,
This is me.
all
This is
me.
me.
So I started the 4 Naturals treatment. And this is like my hair journey for the last 3 years. So 2019, and then I do you. And you know, for me, going from having people, you know, write me on Twitter for NCIS, like, what the fuck is wrong with your hair, to people going on you and being like, I bet that ain't even that bitch's hair. You know, like, it's given sewing, right? And I'm like, no, baby, it's giving not. It's giving all me.
Right.
I started that show with 13 inches of hair, and, you know, like, I had did 2 Brazilian blowouts, one in June of 2020 and one in September of 2020, to show my audience that literally your hair is going to be bulletproof. It's bulletproof. And so that second treatment, horrible. Like I had all this hair come out. I was like, oh my God, I fucked up. But I just treated my hair every week with that henna mud mask treatment, and it fortified my strands. And so I started that show with 13 inches. 6 months later, I ended with 16. There were whole episodes where it was literally just my hair. Just me, all me, nothing but me. Never sewed in anything. We did a couple clip-ins. We added a little ponytail piece to be cute one time, but that was my hair, man. And then in front of my entire audience, I cut off 16 inches. Where is that? Here we go. 16 inches of hair. Just cut it off, 2021.
Why you
Just cause.
Just cut it.
And start out.
And then I just grew all my hair back.
Girl, yes.
So all of 2022,
so good.
we were doing the Grow With Me challenge. And can you keep that half an inch a month? And flat ironing it and going back to my curls. And like, I didn't have the issues that I had in 2011, 2012 when I ended up having to like do my big chop, right? Like, look at me saying fucking shit. I forgot I was going to show this thing. But yeah, and that was December of last year. And now this is February. And this is all my shit.
Exactly. Scalp. Okay.
Yeah, like this is all me. And so I'll go back. Like that's the tale of 2 characters. Like completely different. And so
people were really writing you that this is not your hair.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. They were like, it's giving. I love it when they do that. It's giving Throw it with some leave out.
Oh my God. A wig you can't afford, bitch. My scalp.
Yes, exactly. Like,
Right
and
out
then
my
because
head.
I was playing such a bitch, like people were just like coming for me, and I'm like,
okay.
oh no, but that's why I'm such a bitch, because I can
Yeah.
do what you can't, except you can, sis. I got you.
I got you.
Just
Aw.
come see me, you know?
Just come to the
come
altar.
see
Come
me.
to the altar.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Come
So
to
this
the
was
we're not doing
my right? So this was my pre-treatment healthy hair. Like that was the best I could get it.
I
And
love
then
it.
this was my post-treatment, the healthiest hair ever. Like
Yeah.
that was me. So we saw that. So this is the future of textured hair. So this is the salon deck, but salons do have a problem. Like the salon problems are attracting and retaining clients. The retail doesn't do as well as it used to. Nobody's buying your dusty Aveda products off the shelf.
That's
They're
right.
going to get it from Amazon, okay?
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
there's a lack of textured hair training. There's a lack of specialized services for textured and curly hair. And thanks to YouTube, the salon has lost its value. Like Black women are coming in and they want to know their hair type, they want to know their porosity.
Right.
And most salon owners and practitioners look at you like you have 15 heads. You know, like nobody knows what you're talking about. And that's a litmus test for, do you know me? Like, can you do this?
Right.
And difficult hair equals difficult customers. Like, because our hair is difficult, we're branded as difficult. That's the same thing of, if you have a problem, you are the problem, right?
But that's the trauma behind it. That's
Exactly.
also another part of it that we have to heal ourselves. It's not our
Yep.
fault. We're
No.
just ignorant. We're uneducated. And there
Yeah.
aren't enough people who have made themselves knowledgeable enough to educate others. There are
Exactly.
just we live in the following industry. Oh,
Yeah, and they
they
get rich
Let's
quick.
just follow them. Let's just do what they do. Because now it's the wigs. We're gonna follow the wigs. It was the weaves. We're gonna follow the weaves. It's like, but don't you want to take care of the shit that you gotta put underneath there? Don't you want?
And you do, but there's nothing on
I feel
offer.
like they almost look at it like, well, this is me protecting my hair. It's underneath it all. Yeah. It's not, and that's not. If you're not taking care of that shit underneath it, it's not a protective style. You're defeating the purpose.
Not.
You're doing more damage than good.
Yeah. And
so I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm so glad that happened to you.
Yeah, like me too.
No, because I know it's such a huge trauma, but it's a trauma all of us have been facing for generations.
Yeah, yo, I know.
And we just, it's just like, oh well, we got fucked up hair. It's good hair and it's bad hair. And I tell my kids, you can't say that in my house. That's not a thing. So even if somebody said, oh, you don't have good hair, what the fuck is good hair?
Yeah.
No, we just haven't been educated enough to take care of our own hair. And that's part of a huger problem.
And you know what? And it's not just our hair.
That's true.
It's everything about us. It's like we're aliens.
Exactly. And that is exactly that feeling of being alienated from your humanity was why I was like, I'm gonna fucking figure this out. Like, I'm going to figure it out because I don't buy that anymore. I am not an alien. I'm a human being. And there's something on this earth that God made to heal these maladies. But because the cosmetology board teaches that henna is a bad thing, no one deals with henna. I'm going to show you.
So it's cheap, right?
So relaxers, right? That's the only thing that we have on offer. We know that it breaks the bonds. We know why we get it. But I don't know if you know, but there are 5 class action lawsuits right now against every chemical relaxer manufacturer for uterine cancer. So eventually, the relaxer is not even going to be on offer anymore. So what are salons going to offer their clients for their chronic, complex natural hair problems? They're going to offer them the 4 Naturals treatment. The 4 Naturals treatment, it's plant-based, it's smoothing, it's defining, it's defrizzing, it balances your moisture, it improves your curl definition, it blends out the grays and heat damage. And we have a detangling method and so much more. So these are all first treatment results. So when I started the 4 Naturals treatment in 2019 for myself, I then opened up like this like treatment, like, okay, I'm going to do these treatments for Black women for free
Right.
over the course of 7 treatments to
Right.
see if they're having the same experience that I'm having. And they
Right.
did. So I opened up the Four Naturals hair spa.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are hair spa clients. These are first treatment. The person on the top, she has color in her hair. And you see, like, there's a complete, like, difference in the texture, the way it falls, like, everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we called her Miss Muscles because she stayed in the gym. And so for her, the sweat aspect
Yes.
of life
Yes.
was real and had not been solved yet. And then you have this person at the bottom, Kelly. I met her at an audition in LA, and her hair looked like the before, and she fucking put a headband on it. And she was like, this is what it is. And I was like, you know what? It could be better.
Yeah.
And so I told her, come on through. And that was her first treatment. These are first treatment results. How does it work? And this is also a first treatment, but we did this at my house, and she changed her shirt. But for her, she was also a model, actress, and you know, she lived in wigs and things, and she didn't believe that she had a curl pattern. She was only finger detangling. You know, her hair stood up and was stiff. And after one treatment, it completely changed her hair for the better. And so the henna, the cassia, the slippery elm, it's permanent. And that's why the cosmetology board says don't use it. But they also say it's because most hennas contain chemical or metallic salts. Most, not all. And so what's in the henna mud mask? Henna lawsonia, just pure, the henna plant that's been dried, pulverized into a powder. That's what's in the henna mud mask. So people with color on their hair can use it before and after their color. So it all the issues that they say you're going to have, you literally don't have. And this is literally for all Black women of all Black hair care walks of life, save for dreads. Save for dreads. Because why? The henna and the coffee and all of that, it's a monster to try to rinse out. Also, it's the dreads are already heavy, so it's going to pull on your scalp. It's a no-go. But everybody else, chemicals, no chemicals, it's for you. And so it's great for all hair types. But it's also, like I said, color safe. This is Amore, and if you go to her Instagram now, she just posted, she just had a birthday. She's in Houston.
Okay.
She's a Houston stylist, and she just had her birthday and she did her press. So for her, she's a hairstylist, but she still has Black hair problems. And she has a type 3 curl pattern, right? And so even for her, she, in that before photo, she had used some like pH balance shampoo and it wrecked her hair. And she's used to just chopping her hair. Like her Instagram pre-2021 was all about how she just cuts it off. Like, oh, I put some color in it and it's falling out. I just cut it off, let it grow back. And so she kept it really short. And so she was like on this growth journey, like 2020, 2021, she wanted to grow her hair finally. And so she knew of my product from my current partner. They had like worked together. And so she was like, oh, like, can she help my situation? Like, I'm about to cut it off again. I'm like, girl, don't cut it. Don't cut it. That's one treatment, her after. Days after her first treatment. And then she goes back to color. And if you go to her Instagram right now, AMORE, Amore, she just celebrated her birthday. She got a blowout. The hair is so long. And then her last post, she's like, I'm like on this, like, don't cut my stuff, like shrinkage is real. So now I'm like, don't cut me. But she pressed me out and dusted my ends. And she was like, even after all the color and all the straight, all the curly, all of that, your hair is so healthy. All I have to do is dust the ends. And that's the experience of the henna. It's like a coat of arms. And every treatment, the hair gets better, it gets thicker. And so those frayed ends, the cuticle can't come up because it's been paved with henna. So yeah, you don't have to cut off 3 to 4 inches because you've been flat ironing your hair because you're treating it with henna. So it's a completely different experience for your hair. Amore, Amore, Amore.
Is this it?
Monet?
Yep, Amore Monet.
Okay.
You see the red hair?
Oh my God, look, it looks good.
That's her life now. Like literally, that's her life now. Yes, that's
my God, it
her.
looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
She's
like, fuck that,
always
I
like,
ain't cut
I
my
can't.
shit.
Yes, yes. But this in the story, she says she didn't have to.
Yeah.
All she had to do was dust the
Yeah.
ends. That was
I
it.
love it.
You
It
know?
looks so amazing.
And
Yeah.
it's ironic that we're speaking about hair today
Mm-hmm.
and in such depth and importance.
Yeah, it is.
We both have daughters.
Yep, we do.
And just now my daughter was texting me, like, Mom, I want to get these whatever they call the locks, the thingamajigs where they twist the little hair on there to make it look like locks, but it's not.
Faux locks.
The sister locks.
No.
Faux locks. She wants to do something temporary.
Yeah, she wants
Okay.
to do something temporary.
So
And-
faux locks.
And my daughter, she has beautiful hair. We did a press twice, and her hair has been thin and short ever since. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what the hell happened? You know, we were on a roll getting your hair stronger,
Right.
and now we did this, and I'm like, and now you want to add to your hair
Yes.
the weave with the
Right.
braids and all.
Yes.
Like,
More
we got to
damage.
protect ourselves. I'm like, you're beautiful the way you are. You don't need anything. Why do you keep wanting these things? One, they
this
cost
is what-
money.
But this is what they also
And,
see. And
yeah.
to them, to us,
It's what their friends doing.
And it made it easier. It's just like, you
Yeah.
know what? I know my hair is damaged. Fuck it. I'm going to just cover it up and then
Yep.
deal with it later. And that's
Yep.
what they've been doing. So I have one daughter who does have, both my daughters have natural hair. Neither
Right.
one of them have ever had any chemical as far as relaxers in their
Got
hair.
it.
Right.
No.
But one, I had to lock her hair. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just that drying, the detangling. And then the other one is more of a CB in between a wave and a curl. But just like you, she couldn't find the curl pattern. When it's wet and when it's saturated, it's beautiful. It's really pretty. But then when it's dry, it's like, wait, what happened?
Yep.
An hour ago, it's not the same. And because here in Houston, the humidity is so ridiculous. The weather is so all over the place. You want to do something that protects and penetrates as well. But the products that I've used every product. There's products in every fucking bathroom that I have. And it's like, you just got to mix all that shit together, because at this point I'm tired of buying shit.
Yeah.
You buy it for, okay, this picture works. Mom, I saw this on Instagram. Mom, I saw this on TikTok. Mom, I saw this on YouTube. Okay, let's try it. And,
Yeah, I do know.
So,
It fucking sucks. It sucks.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you, it can be better. With the 4 Naturals treatment, not only better, it can be completely different. Like for Amore, like when I have like tough moments, like, with 4 Naturals where I'm like, God, like, I wish more Black women knew about this. And this is why I'm doing so many podcasts now, because it's like, it's time to get the word out. Like now I have to aggressively just go out and get the word out.
Right.
But I'm like, wow, like what keeps me going? It's people like Amore, people like Mona, people like even Delva with her daughter. Her daughter has low porosity hair and she's extremely tender-headed. And I remember when we first started working together, her daughter would be getting her hair braided and she would be crying bloody murder. And I would be like, Delva, please, let me send you some treatment and let's like get that right. And now several treatments later, there's not as much drama in her house. She's like, her daughter's still young. So, it's like, okay, so now I'm trying to teach her how to do it. But it's not like, oh, and she screams bloody murder. Like she loves her hair. She loved her hair pre-treatment too, but it was hard, right? And then post-treatment, she's getting in the pool and, like they have a very simpler routine now. And the smile with her curls is just like, it's just different. Everything is just different.
It's everything. I'm so glad that you chose to come talk to us about this today, because hair trauma starts so young. You don't realize that. When you say, okay, you're going to get your hair shampooed, you're going to get your hair combed, you're going to get your hair straightened, the trauma is instant. because it's like, I'm gonna have to be in this chair all day. I'm gonna be in pain. It hurts. I don't want the braids. Maybe I want a ponytail. Maybe I want to look like my Barbie.
Can I get a bun?
Can I just do me a
whatever
ponytail?
you did, there's no going back. Like, it's like, we spent all this time, so I have to be in this one ponytail or these braids for the next couple of weeks. And it's like, as a little girl, you're like, I want variety, and I want, but totally.
I want. Are you gonna ever get to the point to where you are doing seminars where you are educating natural hair stylists?
Yeah,
because it needs to get to that point, because the reason why we aren't going to the salons is because nobody is taking care of our natural hair. We'll get the style for the moment, for the event, but over time,
you're not coming back. You're not like going there. So you're not like making that a regular.
Going? Right.
Yeah.
I feel like, it's time for stylists to be educated. But not just for them, because it's easier to sell a product that will work. The reason why we're not buying that shit in the salon, because, bitch, I only need this for tonight. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
So how can we order this? Where can we get this from?
We're direct to consumer, and we're also on the salon centric marketplace for the time being. But yes, I'm meeting with another podcast that has our own hair school in Michigan. So we're working on, I'm going to go there and teach. And there's another woman that I just did the podcast with earlier that has connections with different cosmetology boards. And so, I definitely am doing the work now to get it out, but it's fornaturalshair.com, FOUR naturals, plural, as in all of us hair.com, and you go to the store. We have all these tutorials. I mean, my business is all about like accountability. I want to be there with you, for you, and help you work through whatever like hair malady you have, because what you're going through is so normal, but post treatment, it can be better.
Right.
And so this is the treatment overview. Like, this is literally 3 treatments all within the same month, the same head of hair, and at the beginning of the month, you look completely different than you do at the end of the month. Like, it's completely different. And then you want to talk about heat damage, Kita. This is my proof for you. She was a 14-year-old girl. Her mother is a hairstylist, and they would press her hair. Well, she was following different Black girls on YouTube or Instagram, and she wanted curls. She wanted her curls back. But when they wet her hair, it was straight. As you can see in that first treatment, the first thing that comes back are the ends. And so from 1 treatment to 3, you see that shrinkage is back. The curls are more consistent. And these are on treatment days. Her wash days in between. So let's talk about washing my hair. When I'm wearing my curls, it takes me an hour from wet to the curls are done, and I hit it with a blow dryer a little bit. Like an hour, right? Because now when I detangle my hair just curls. So I add gel and I go about my life. And then I get to wear my wash and go for a week, 2 weeks, when water hits it. If it's like getting dry, I like forego the shower cap and I let the steam hit my hair. And it is what it is. Like, I feel beautiful no matter what. Like, sex is different, like
I was just about to ask about that. So how does your partner deal with, like, are you in a relationship? Are you dating? Are you married? How is it different now from the first time with the hair trauma to now the hair goddess?
So, oh girl, and it is a goddess. Magic carpet ride. So before pre-treatment, like most Black women, like I was in like wigs and things, and for me it'd be like, I don't really know why you would want to like touch it, but if you want to, I mean, you can. It doesn't do it doesn't do anything for me because it's not mine, but whatever, whatever. But I didn't feel sexy, like I didn't feel like, because all of myself I wasn't accepting, right?
Right.
So that was part of my pole journey, right? Was, all right, I know out in the world, like, I'm like, don't look at me. Please don't look at me. I'm like, hat, sunglasses, like, go away.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was like part of like growing up in New York and like all of that, like street harassment and not feeling safe being sensual in public spaces, right? Because of the danger that can come with that. And so I started doing pole and like, all right, I'm going to explore this private thing in public with, you know, all these other women who are exploring their shit too. But like that mirror shit, that mirror work was real. And it was like, where is the pain? The pain was on top of my head. And, you know, everything that comes with that. And so for me, like pre-treatment, when I was like taking the wig off and, you know, all of that, you know, I was like trying to love and accept myself. But then when I had the wig and I was like working out a lot, I had one of the people that I was dating at the time told me that my hair smelled like glue. So that's like, it's like embarrassing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like awkward, but that shit's real, right? Like, she wasn't like shading me. She was telling me the truth. The shit smelled like Elmer's glue. And it was because I had like weeks of sweat in my hair and it was sewn on, right? So it was like, oh, the work of having to. And so post-treatment, it's a completely different vibe. Like with my curls, like I was divorcing in 2019. So, you know, I was in December, I went on a solo trip to Barcelona and like, it was a completely different vibe. Like single Shalita at the end of 2019 was very different from single me, like in any other period. Like I would wake up in the morning and I would just walk outside and the wind would move my shit. And I would like get coffee and I would like, oh, I'm going to go get lost for a while. And I'm like turning heads everywhere. And this is like bedhead, right? And then when I would like come back and like I would be going on dates and things, I used Tinder a lot while I was out there. And it would be like, wow, like the women would touch my hair and it would be like, it's so soft. And I'm like, yeah, girl.
Exactly.
I know.
It's soft.
I know. Yes. You know, like touchable, fuckable hair. And so like for me, like I feel like so like on my Instagram page, there was, I posted me in like this brown bralette, like totally like in my natural shit. And I had like went to Barcelona with the silk press. I went out to this club and I danced. I woke up the next morning, I looked like Diana Ross. I jump in the shower, I revert my curls back. And I was just like fucking sexy for the next like week and a half. And so like I woke up after having like pasta and I was like, this bitch is bad. Like, look at this shit.
Let me post a picture.
Like it was like everything. Like it's a completely different life. Yes. And my partner now, all she knows is for naturals. Like I met her like at the end of the silk press, the Brazilian blowout. So she knew my long, but like chemically damaged hair. And so I was like, I had press. I was doing so much press for you. And I burned the back of my neck. And that was the impetus to be like, all right, cut this shit off. Because I didn't have that versatility of like beautiful curls and straight hair. I had like damaged looking curls and straight hair. So it was like, I felt like, okay, I have to flat iron it. And so that day I was like, fuck it, let's cut it. I know it's going to grow back. It's going to look dope. And she was with me for the entire 2022 year and got to see like all of these like variations of me. And like, you know, she loves my shit. Like she loves it. And you know, who wouldn't, you know?
So now is sex different when someone touches your hair? Because hair is a very intimate part of sex.
Exactly. So imagine like cutting off, you know, an entire part of you.
I've been completely faded before. My thing is my hair is not me.
Yeah.
I am me. So what
Yeah.
I see, that's me. I don't know how to turn my sexy off. A lot of times when I'm
Yeah.
walking by, I'm like, oh, bitch, you bad. I mean, you thicker than you was, but you fine as fuck. So I don't know how to turn that
Yes.
part of me off. So even when I was faded and somebody would rub my head, it would still make me feel like, yeah, I'm on my shit. I'm doing it right. So I know it's better when it's yours, because it's different when it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they about to touch it, they about to feel that track, they about to feel that wig. That's like, I can put my
Yeah.
finger. Boy, if you don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that is a real. I mean,
It
not
is
just
too.
for work, like your experience where it was a disconnect between you and your hair. It's just a thing that there is always a disconnect between us, our body, and our hair. When
Exactly.
it's all of us
Yes.
that's there, and that
Yes.
all of us need to be accepted
Right.
in whatever
Yeah.
space that we're in.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
we gotta get back. Like
Yeah.
Rachel mentioned earlier, like we do everything
Yeah.
for everybody else.
Right.
And
Yeah.
now we just coming into our own spaces again,
Yes.
which is so amazing.
Right.
And I'm going through their journey right now.
Right.
And it's like you're giving me so much life because
Oh,
I'm locked.
Yes.
I'm locked.
Yes.
And I'm gonna stay locked for a
Right.
while.
Right.
Okay.
I got little
That's
people.
okay.
Yes.
I got little people
But we
that I
still
can
need to be-
experiment
Exactly.
with this
Yeah.
naturals.
But it's not even an experiment. It's little people that we need to transform, and we need
Yeah.
to educate, because
And-
we are mothers of girls. You know, it's a thing, and we don't want them to connect trauma with their hair either. Because
Yeah.
they are in that stage where they're like, my hair don't look like that. I'm trying to get this picture. I'm trying to get that post. And it's just not working. So we need to educate ourselves so we can educate our young ladies, because it's a lot behind it. But
Yeah.
yes, you just gave so much
Thank
life
you
today.
so
I'm
much.
excited.
I'm so
My
grateful.
excitement comes right here.
Her nipples turn in.
I know.
I don't know what he did.
I don't know what.
We were given a suggestion by Black Hand, but we don't know what he has seen.
So in moving forward, are you still actively? How has this changed acting for you?
Oh my God.
With not having that trauma being brought to where you are now.
It's so awesome. So, what is the difference, like, post-treatment, like, as an actress? Well, like, I did a short film that, like, I had a sex scene. Like, now I do all these sex scenes, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
interesting, right? Interesting.
Right.
So, post-treatment, I did this short film, and yeah, like, we were like, it was early in the morning,
Yeah.
and she was like, oh, is it okay to touch your hair? I'm like, yeah, because my character is fucking sensual.
Yeah.
You know? And so going from, like, you know, having to be in wigs and extensions, now I just use my own hair.
Right.
So I just shot a pilot where my character has natural hair. Well, the end of the thing, I'm in a jacuzzi, and the director just decides, she's like, I want you to go underwater at the end of the scene. And so my Black male hair person, now I can work with anybody now because my hair is bulletproof.
Right,
So it's like, all right, are we doing curls? All right, so this is what you need to have. This is what you need to do. Boom.
Right.
And they look at me like I got 3 heads. Like, you sure? Like, because we usually have to, like, twist and whatever. I'm like, no, if you use some gel and brush it, it's going to curl. Like, that's it. It's just going to curl. And day 1 hair looks different from day 3. Day 3 is all volume, baby. So it's like, you know, what you want. So he's having a conniption fit in the back. Like, oh my God, you want her to go underwater? What is going to happen with her hair? And so the director looks at me and asks, like, what is going to happen? And I told her it's going to curl. The curls are going to look like these. There'll be a little, like, less volume, but it's going to be these curls.
Right.
And so I do the jacuzzi. I get dunked 3, 4, 5 times, and the curls are just there.
That reaction comes from them having actresses argue the point of, I can't get my hair wet.
Exactly. So
she's fine. She's okay. Oh, go.
Yes.
Let's go.
And so, like, I am completely, like, before I was limited, right? Keto, we talked about the limits, right? Earlier, pre-show. Well, now I don't have no limits. I'm a no-limit soldier, you know? I'm just, you know what I mean? Just set to set, you know? Like, I don't need that. I can do that. I can do that. I don't need that. You know, just like no limits. So it's like, whatever my character needs to do, I can do. Pre-treatment, if a director was told that an actress couldn't do something, it's on the actress. We can't use her anymore. Like she's limited, right? And so for me now, I'm like, I want all of us to get this shmoney. Thank you, Cardi B. So sis, you know, the girl that I saw at the audition, I saw her situation. Come to the hair spa. I'll hook you up. Like, I want you to get the money, right? And I know the only thing holding you back is what's going on your head, and it can be better because it is better. Like these curls, like there's like 2% of people with curly hair. And the Four Naturals treatment, it brings out your unique curl. You're fucking gorgeous. You're fucking unique. And if you want to straight your shit, but no, you can revert that shit back. So, you know, like that's, for me, I'm like, I'm here for us. Let's get this money. Let's like change the stereotypes. Let's change that narrative of what we can and cannot do. Because the only thing that was holding us back was the white standards that we were adhering to. Now that we have nature on our side, you're free.
Right. It's because we didn't have the knowledge. It's because we were ignorant.
You didn't have the knowledge, but you didn't. Nah, I hate that. You said it twice already. I was like, okay, cool.
Ignorant,
but
I
hate it.
You know why I said that? You know why I said that? Because some people choose to take the knowledge. Some people are like, nah, that shit not gonna work for me. I'm not gonna do it. So some people choose to be ignorant.
But I will say this. I will say that the reason we're in the predicament that we're in, because there are a lot of women who are trying to go to knowledge, right? It's what we have on offer. And our certifying bodies tell us this is bad and this is good, right? And so you believe them, right? Because who else is there, right? So for me, I'm like, it's not ignorance. It's just you ain't got the treatment in your hair. And once you get that shit in your hair, you literally, everything that you were told pre-treatment you couldn't do, you can do. So it's not ignorance. It's just that your hair couldn't. Your hair doesn't have the health. Your hair doesn't have the things that it needs to do the things you want it to do, even if it is to see your natural curl pattern, right? Even if it is developing a manageable routine, right? Your hair, it's true. It's hard. It betrays you. It changes up. You use the same fucking lotion and whatever twisting butter, and then you use the shit 2 weeks later and the hair don't even react well. You're like, what is going on? It's the health of our hair. And once the hair is healthier, it's just completely different.
So do you always have to use the treatment, or are there shampoos and conditioners and products in between? Is this only
wash day?
Yeah. So you use your treatment as a treatment, right? So when people come and they're like, all right, I got all these hair issues, like I don't have like curl definition, whatever. You do that first treatment. All right. What I tell you is, other people tell you that their curl cream, their twisting butter, whatever, if you use this, you will see curls. What I say is, if you put this treatment in your hair, you can use anything and it's going to curl. It's going to do what the bottle, it treats the hair. So whether you treat the hair once every month, once every 6 months, henna is permanent and it's progressive. So it's going to treat, it's going to stick on to what was on there last. So for me, when I had chemically damaged hair, because my hair was compromised, I treated my hair more often because I was also thermally straightening it, right? So I did it every week. There now, like when I did my Big Chop 2021 in October, I only treated my hair like once every month. And then when I would flat iron it, maybe I would do it like twice that month, right? But it's a treatment. So between treatments, your wash days are a session. You can have a wash morning, a wash afternoon, a wash evening. But at the end of your wash, with whatever shampoo or conditioner you're using, when you go to do your hair, if you're like, I just want to do curls, you would do your leave-in conditioner and your gel and you would detangle it.
Yeah.
And those are your curls. And I teach you how to stretch. If you want to like stretch your curls, you can do things to stretch them.
Right.
But if you're like doing like, oh, I'm seeing a fuzzy, take some water and smooth it out. The hair curls.
Yeah.
And treatment over treatment, those curls are just stronger and it just better. For my low porosity curl friends, it does take 2-3 treatments for you to see like, okay, finally, I got my curls and they're not ashy the next day, right? Like I can get curls and it's softer, but then it's like, but then like the next day or day 2, it's like ashy. And so I like have to refresh it more, right? By your 3rd, 4th treatment, that low porosity, we're bringing you closer to balance. Right. So depending on how far low you are, it's going to take a few, but everybody gets softer hair, curl definition. By the end of your 1 jar, which is like 3 to 4 uses, your hair is completely different.
Can you overuse this product?
No, there's no such thing.
No, because you know what I'm talking about. Like, we over condition, we under shampoo. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, this is heavier or this is lighter. Yeah. I have some heavy-handed people in my life. So I feel like they're going to. No, I don't do. No, I don't do hair no more. So I know that what they're going to do is what they're used to, and it's overusing the product. Yeah.
So that's
how big
this treatment. This treatment is for us. Okay. For 4s. Right. I'm also a type 4, so I did that too. Right. So that's why it's perfect for us because you can sleep with the treatment on. I got this human repeat insult patch tested, so we're dermatologically tested. You can sleep with the treatment on, rinse it out, always deep condition, just deep condition. There is no, if you decided, that's why I have my, like, I did 3 treatments in 1 month, you know, and it's just, the hair is just better. It just builds on the last. You might feel, because there's coffee, so you are exfoliating your scalp, and that henna and the coffee and the slippery elm and the cassia, great for scalp issues like dandruff and things like that. So if you're gonna overuse it, and the only way I would think like you would overuse it is if you're using it like every day, which is just like, you probably never would do that. But even if you did, I would just say, make sure you add a little oil to your scalp, you know, that's it. Because it's just building.
So you're, I'm not sure what number, but there are other actresses in the industry who have created their own products, like Taraji,
Tracy Ellis Ross, and Taraji.
So what's the difference between your products and their products, or have you even considered trying or trying to differentiate between them?
So the difference between my treatment and their products is that my treatment will make their products work better in your hair. So if you used it before and you were like, I don't like this conditioner, I don't like this shampoo, because that's what they're selling. They're selling shampoos, they're selling conditioners, they're selling like tools, right? They're selling like creams and things like that. I have a treatment that is going to alter the course of not only your hair, but your life. Right. And so your life with other people's products will be different. So all of my product junkies, like you, Rachel, you got like all of these products in your house. You're going to use them all. No, you're going to use them all because that's what you learn. This treatment will take drugstore products and make it look like you went to the hair salon. Like you're like, oh my God, my curls are just curling, and it puts you back in the driver's seat because all of these like styling products and things, they were made with a balanced porosity in mind, which is why the products don't work as well, right? Because the health of your hair is not not formulated to that formula, right? And so it just fucks your shit up. And so you end up like having like all these creams and things, and you're like, these don't work. When you have that henna treatment in your hair, it works. And so everybody, all of my treatment ambassadors, all of my clients, what they talk about is how they use things to the end now because they just work. And they work consistently because you have this consistent coating of plant in your hair that has improved the porosity or the health of your cuticle, so you can use the products. Like, the products just work. So all of the products that you have, I would say go on a no buy for the rest of the year. Fucking just use everything you got in your closet.
Yeah, that's what she gonna do. Yeah. I'm not buying. I'm not. The only thing I'm buying is the treatment, and then fuck it.
That's it, and that's it.
All that shit.
And that's it. All of it. And she gonna be like, oh my God, look at how this gel looks versus this one. I actually like this one better, right?
She gonna do a whole little thing. She gonna set up her phone. She gonna be like, so this is what I put on there. And all the rest of that shit. But this right here is what you want to use. Okay?
Yes.
So you might have a little commercial coming your way.
I love that. I love it.
Because we need that. We need that.
So who do you in the industry, in Hollywood, who do you really want to transform? Is there anybody that you?
There's a lot of people.
You need me. I wish you just come to me. Let me fix all of that.
Wait, can you do this? Can you say this? Can you answer?
No.
You want to do it?
You know why?
You want me
to know why?
You want me to say something?
Yeah, you say somebody. You say somebody. But for me, it's
she just need a little bit of help. Gabrielle Union. She just need a little bit of help.
And you know what? She's one of the ones with her own products.
Okay.
Do you know that?
I just to add one more thing.
Yeah,
the treatment. Like literally. I mean, for me, it's like everybody. Yeah. Like every character they have is in a wig. Yeah. I know you got hair. Yeah. And I know it's gorgeous. Yeah. I know you just need treatments. That's it. Like, it's literally everyone. Yeah. Like anyone and everyone.
Yeah. How did you feel when you was watching Wakanda and the Woman King? Did you feel like I could just send some of my product that way? And
no, because you know what? I'm of two minds, right? Because I am an actress, so it's like, all right, it's a period piece. Nobody had these thick ass, luscious ass curls, right? Yeah. So like Woman King, it's like, it's all good. Like, all right, fine. Okay. But then of the other mind, I'm like, wow, like the Wakanda, like, yeah, like I know the bald look that's a choice and that's like really strong. But I do know that those actresses' hair it doesn't grow long, right? And they do have very typical, coarse, natural hair. And so for me, it's always like, like it is the piece, right? Like they should look like that, right? But what are the red carpet photos like, right?
The real.
What are the IG photos like, right?
Yeah. I mean, but we're very selective on what we put in place for other people to see. We're not gonna put our driest moments out there.
Yeah, but some of us live a dry ass life. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's think about those actresses, right? Like you go to their IGs and the shit is just
ashy.
As shit. You know what I mean? Like no matter what. So it's like for them, I'm like, yo, I understand.
So are you sending treatments to certain places? You know how Beyonce sent her little what is that boxes? She did? The boxes? Ivy Park. Yeah, the Ivy Park. Are you sending these to actresses
in Atlanta
and LA?
Specifically.
Because let's be real, in LA it's not like you said, you there? They it's covered up. They don't expect us to look like this. So are you sending out boxes?
I mean, I will happily get the word out.
It's a lot of fire hazardous material.
It is. It really is. It truly is.
She can help you, Tyler.
Come on, Tyler. Come on.
Put that mic right there. She can
help you. You know what, though? You know what? I should try to get a meeting with him just to talk about Foreign Natural.
I'm just saying.
Just to talk about Foreign Natural. Because here's the thing.
To educate the women with their underneath look.
Yes.
Because everybody, they don't have to wear it.
No, they don't because they have hair. But it's like the maintenance. You can't keep it in the same shape, form, whatever. It's drama.
Hours.
Right?
Yeah.
Hours. Yeah. And they're hiring people that don't do that hair.
That's the problem.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
honestly though.
Yeah, Tyler,
get that mean.
Come on, bitch.
Honestly though, like I feel like, and this is like part of where I'm at and what I'm doing now is it's the credibility, right?
Yeah.
Like I have sent it out,
Right.
but there's a lack of appreciation because people are followers, right? So
That's the
they need to
problem.
know, that there's a movement happening and that it can be great. Like I had this woman reach out to me and she was like, "Oh, I just want to feel like more like confident with my natural hair." That's how it started.
Right.
And do you know anyone? I know that you. And I'm like, "Oh my God, I will happily do the treatment for you. Like, I'll fly to you. I live in Mexico, so
Right.
like I can come to you, girl.
Right.
Don't worry about it." And her response, I think because I was so like real and she's very Hollywood. And her response was, "Oh no," like, because I was like, "Look, I know you got hair, and this treatment will have you rocking your natural hair straight, like you rock them bust downs.
Right.
Like it can happen. Like
Right,
I
right.
literally lived it, right?
Right.
And even though I cut off 13 inches, I'm like fucking rocking a year
Exactly.
later. Like at the end of this year, I'm gonna look like when I cut, right?
Right.
So, but her response was, "Oh no, like I'm just looking for somebody to braid my hair down." And it was like, what wait, did I offend you by being real?
Right.
Like,
So it's what it's like it's an unhealthy relationship.
yeah.
You talk about it a little bit, and then you're like, "Girl, well, you just need to leave. You just no. I
He loves me. He loves me, and he needs me, and I can change him."
So she has to decide, because wearing your own hair, dealing with the years of trauma that you deal with or have dealt with, it can be really scary. So you already had the aha moment.
Yeah.
And if she really Hollywood, she feels like this is what
She has
Hollywood is going to accept.
Exactly. So for
so
me, I'm like, it's just a waiting game. Yeah.
It's not meant for everybody. If you're looking for a breakdown, you should have picked somebody off fucking Instagram instead of contacting me, because you're a realist, so you could scare people.
I do. It's just like, oh God, like I'm like, take the wig off. Take the wig off. They're like, this little leprechaun, get out of here. Like, no.
So because everybody doesn't feel like they can get to where you are. But they don't know your journey. So if you haven't seen me transform myself, then you feel like, oh, well, this bitch got hair, so she thinks she can just
She's pulling a Taraji.
Right.
She's pulling a Tracy. Like, this is just about money. Like, girl, I'm not trying to buy from you. But I'm like, girl, I will change your life.
Period.
Like, not on no lesbian shit.
Period.
On some, like, for real, I will change your life. I'm not coming on to you.
It can be lesbian shit too. It can.
Yes.
Keep your options open.
You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry you couldn't be here in studio. I would really love to give you a hug, but everybody is not. I'm being serious, but everybody is not willing to have their life changed. That's a scary thing for some people. It's like, no, I'll just live in my trauma. I'm just meant to have this trauma, and this is gonna carry me.
I know this.
It's really unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. So I'm glad, but not glad that this happened to you, but you creating something so amazing.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people you went through that to help others.
Yeah.
We go through things to help others. We first help ourselves, then we can help others.
Yep.
So if everybody is not willing to take the help, and that's fine.
True.
That means the message wasn't for you. So whoever that person was, I got it. I got the message. I'm going to type it in. We're going to order. So how big does the shit come? Because I'm going to need a ton. I'm going to need something to last me for a year. That's too small. That's too small. We need to talk about bigger bottles, okay? If you got 4 girls at home, I'm going to have to buy one for everybody.
4 girls. Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So that's
you
the
said
mud
that's
bath.
3 months. You said that's 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep that for 3 months. If you are only going to do 1 treatment a month, you could keep that for 1 jar for 3 months. But
every 2 weeks, we need a cycle first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also playing with the idea of like subscriptions, right? Like for a low whatever, we can do that.
Right.
But yeah, but 9 ounces, 8 ounce cassia, and the cassia is truly the best deep conditioning treatment of your life
Right.
because it has elements in it with a high cationic charge: cassia, obavada, and slippery elm. When
Right.
you sit with deep conditioner, Tresemme in your hair,
Yep.
and rinse it out, it rinses out.
Yep.
Cassia stays in. It's not
Right.
permanent like henna, but
Right.
it's semi-permanent and it'll last a few washes. So it's like a little mini treatment. So
So
that's
how-
it. Those
so how
two
much-
products is all you need to like improve your life with your hair.
So we could use this. I see, because they have colored hair. I got a lot of little ladies that want color in their hair. So this is perfect on color, because some natural hair products are, not specific for colored hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said,
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. So this is
The
perfect.
girl from Houston.
Yes.
Color.
Yeah.
Yes.
we
Yeah.
get it.
Monet.
So chemical color, yeah, like Amore, Mona, like she got a strand test and got like her hair lifts evenly. So if you
Right.
got chemical color, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Just don't treat and chemically color in the same week.
Right.
So you will continue to grow your colored hair, live your best life. Now, for natural blondes, I don't suggest the henna mud mask right now because it comes in sun-kissed brown. If you have grays in your hair, we have like varying results with the grays. I know for me, it colors my grays into this like beautiful, like blonde, like brown situation. But there are some Black women with type 4 hair that their grays are just like shinier, like they're just more brilliant.
Right.
So, and you have everything in between. So the grays, yeah, but for natural blondes, I don't suggest it because it could just like completely like tint your hair.
And so
And
we
if you
can't
want
use
to
it at
keep
all.
it,
No.
huh?
Lots.
No,
Not.
no. But if you decided to comb it out, girl, I'm telling you.
This is the reason why I locked it, because it's like, what the it's so thick and full, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna 2-strand fucking twist this shit all the time. I'm not gonna
No,
use the braids. So-
no, absolutely not. And you
Yeah.
won't have to. But with the dreads in, you can't. But if you're gonna transition out of them, if you are gonna do a big chop, whatever, this is your companion.
I was
Like,
thinking.
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
Yes.
We're gonna get through it
Now-
together.
now
You can
we
have your
got the
Hallie
option.
moment.
You got
Yeah,
options.
you got
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
You got options.
Yeah.
You got real freedom.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Shalita. I mean, I am so grateful that
Yes,
you
we
came
are.
to speak to us
We are.
today.
Yeah.
And we are so inspired.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. And
Ah.
I'm grateful because this is what we've been looking. This is
This
what we
is
need.
literally
Fuck,
what
this
we've
is-
been
Yeah.
looking
Like, we have that.
for. We keep.
that
look,
hair day.
We almost decided, okay, we just gonna have to lock one of them here because it's just too much
we
to do.
planning. Like,
Yes.
they hate me combing their
Yep.
hair. They feel like I'm about to
Yep.
tear their hair.
Again, it's that trauma. It's the trauma.
And so it's a battle.
And
I just
all
had
I
to do
need
this
you to
yesterday.
do,
So
all I
thank
need you to do is just go to that Sally's Beauty, get you a Tangle Tamer plugged in. It's $7, and put some olive oil in a spray bottle. And my detangling method is WDOT: water, deep conditioner, olive oil, Tangle Tamer. You wet the hair, deep condition the hair, spray your olive oil on all your sections, and then go back to the first section. Because what do? You wet the hair, and you might even use a little deep conditioner but you immediately start working.
Yep.
Stop doing that.
This is literally what we do.
Stop.
Yep. Okay, so go back
So-
to it. Go back to the don't do this.
Wet the hair.
Section
Wet the
first.
hair. Section the hair into 6 sections, not 4. What are you doing?
See?
With 4 sections. One
Following.
split down the middle, one part in front of the ear, one part behind the ear.
Yeah.
That's your 6 sections.
Yeah.
And don't get straight parts. Why are you putting straight parts in tangled hair?
Exactly.
That's also causing
Wasting
Yeah,
time.
Keita.
Wasting
You know
time.
what I'm saying? Just wasting the goddamn time.
Your part not straight.
Yeah,
Don't do that
just
shit again.
yeah. What the fuck is that? Stop!
We didn't
Stop!
know. We didn't know.
Then add some deep conditioner and spray your olive oil. Clip it, leave it. Go to the next section. Do the same thing. I guarantee you, by the time you're done,
I guarantee
just
you.
adding the deep conditioner and olive oil to your 6 sections. When you go back to the first one and you start at the end, it's like fucking butter. Yeah. And I know you got the ick because I said olive oil. Fuck you, Rachel Ray, but also thank you. Let's think about why you only think olive oil should be in the kitchen. It's because of Rachel Ray. And she literally made millions of dollars by telling us to start cooking with olive oil. So it's only in the last couple of years we were using the olive oil in the kitchen, all right? The Greeks have been using olive oil in their hair for exactly. And that olive oil is the missing key to that slip. You need the slip to get through it. And that olive oil, it gives you the slip, and it ain't greasy. If it was greasy, she wouldn't have made millions of dollars, right? I guarantee you, when you rinse it out, it rinses out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. What about avocado oil?
Don't waste your time.
Okay.
Coconut oil.
Don't do it. Don't put coconut oil in your hair. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Does it have to be only extra virgin, or can it be the?
No.
Okay.
I got it. One time I went to the dollar store. I was in Houston and it was late, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna spend $15 on olive oil. I went to the dollar store and they had olive oil and it had other like soybean and shit in it. Yeah. I used it. It was okay. It was all right. Doesn't have to be extra virgin. Just make sure it had some olives in it, you know, for that protein.
Exactly. So tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, like and subscribe you, buy your products again. Tell everybody.
I'm just going to tell the people that have listened to TALKinPINk today to go to www.4naturalshair.com and get your entire life.
Exactly.
You can find me under my name, Shalita. Say it with me, Rachel. Shalita Grant. There we go. There we go.
Everybody, it's our new student.
Hello. You're welcome. And you can find me there on Instagram or whatever. But you really want to go to 4naturalshair.com and improve your life.
Thank you so much for waiting for me because I was late, and for educating us, for giving us the knowledge that we have been
freeing us,
that we have been searching for. Because this is literally a weekly conversation. What are we gonna do? When are we gonna do it? Now, how we gotta do it? Okay.
Yeah.
And so yes, you've given us life.
You gotta come back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Only if Rachel knows my name. Other than that, that's my prerequisite.
Shalita Grant.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
Don't ask me again. I'm going to have to type it.
Tomorrow is going to be what? What's her name again?
I know. Shalita Grant, girl.
Shakita.
My girl,
Shalita Grant got this hair together.
Yes, that's right.
They gonna think that's the goddamn name of the product. I'm looking for Shalita Grant. No, it's 4naturalshair.com, but it's Shalita Grant. Okay.
That's
magician.
right.
Exactly.
The magician.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. We love you. We're definitely going to support, because supporting you is supporting us.
Yes,
So,
that's right.
It's going to make our life easier.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, ladies.
You're welcome. Bye.
4 Naturals. Bye. 4 Naturals. Google.